guys, today's video from CCKS is the first one you guys are going to see, but it's the last one I edited. It's probably one of the last ones I filmed. And the reason for this being different is I got to spend an amazing period of time with Tashi Bharucha before the show even opened. We talked about a lot of stuff. Tashi is one of the coolest people you'll ever meet. It was an absolute honor to get to spend 12 minutes with him to do anything we wanted before the show even opened. So before we go any further, I'm trying to hide my excitement. It was an amazing experience. Let's spend 12 minutes with Tashi Bharucha. We are finally getting to film with Tashi Bharucha. This is an absolute honor because I've been friends with a lot of people that you're friends with over the years. You're an amazing knife maker, and you finally came to CCKS all the way from France. Yeah. So tell me about like how you got into knives and your knife making journey, and then we'll talk about the knives.
All right, cool. I was fascinated by knives for as far as I can remember. I mean, my dad kind of gave me the bug. He would travel a lot to the U.S. and he would always go to a little knife store and bring back a pocket knife for his son, and that really just sucked me in right away. So I remember, like, as a youngster, just walking by knife stores and just staring at them. It was the same damn knife store every single day. It was on the way back from school, and the window would never ever change, but I would stop every single time and stare at some Spydercos and Benchmates. So that's the early kind of obsession that came to me. And then later on, you start making a living, small living, so you start getting interested into not yet customs, but like production knives. So my favorite brands were Spyderco. I was fascinated by Spyderco. Benchmade, had an Osborne, that was one of my favorite models, and SOG. I really enjoyed SOG. So later on, you move along and start making a little more money, and suddenly you've seen some names on the sides of blades for like Alan Elishewitz, Bob Terzola on those production knives, and you're like, who are these people? And you start looking it up, and you find out that there's a whole new world of people actually making knives in their shops, and that was over. I was done.
That's how you got into the custom stuff?
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is a thing, and started collecting custom knives. And I was a designer by trade. I work in advertising as a graphic designer and art director. So very naturally, I started like looking at these knives, like, okay, this would be cool if that would. And so I started tweaking them in my mind, and then eventually started designing knives. And that was the whole forum era with custom knives and guns and the USN, and it was very easy for collectors, makers, dealers to interact. And I got in touch with David Mosher. That was the first person I collaborated with as a designer, and we made a couple of projects that really kind of took off, and that was it. And then
after that, you're like, I can really do this.
Yeah, I love this, And I wasn't at all anywhere close to starting to make anything with my hands, which, by the way, I'm not that guy. I don't make anything. I've never, I can build an IKEA piece of furniture, but that's about it. So
that's saying a lot. That's not the easiest thing.
Well, it's pretty. I mean, they have a good little leaflet to walk you through it. So that was fun, and so yeah. The collaborations, like, I started with like a few guys, and then people eventually started contacting me, and eventually I worked with the whole industry, and like the biggest names and all my heroes, eventually became people I worked with on a project or two.
Yeah.
So, and that like kind of. It was really great, and suddenly it became a little bit not enough, and that's when I had the crazy idea to rent a place and start buying a couple of drill presses and a milling machine and a grinder, and I said, okay, I think I want to try and do this. That was around 2010.
Yeah, I would say that's about the time that I remember hearing about all that, because that's about the time I became friends with like Elliot Williams and some of those guys. Yeah. Same thing, like. You get to know these guys that you're like, oh God, these are the rock stars of my current hobby, and then you get to know them, and you're like, now I'm
friends with all the guys, like you said, like Bob Truzzola and all those guys, and I'm like, it's kind of the same for all the knife guys. It's always the same kind of.
It's a great community. You know, you walk. My first blade show, I walk into the room and I see all these guys. I'm like, and they actually, because I had started, you know, making a name for myself as a designer, and they all came to me and welcomed me like, you know, like one of their own. And I was like, I was just a fanboy back then, and you know, and all these guys were saying, okay, well, welcome. This is cool. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah. So walk me through some of the knives that you brought, because these are absolutely beautiful. You had some knives up yesterday, but these are a little bit different.
Well, these are the knives I kept for day 2. So this one is I'll start with this. This is a very new model. It's called the Modernist, and I'm a big, as far as design, like furniture design and graphic design, I'm a huge fan of the 50s and 60s, because that's an era before the 70s where design was really timeless and very straight lines, nothing unnecessary. So that's kind of my design philosophy. And this knife kind of embodies that, in that it's like really all straight, very much me, but also completely different from anything I've done before.
That is, I was gonna say, that's very different than any of the other knives you've done that I've seen.
Yeah, but still it has some of my cues, like the double choil and the open and closed position. Everything kind of flows through, and so that's a brand new thing for me. Also working with facets, I'd never done this, but like everything, it was like I felt like a diamond cutter doing this.
I've said that a bunch of times, that you can do a design that doesn't wind up feeling sharp, but has a lot of facets and it catches the eye.
So this feels great in the hand. It's not sharp at all, but it does not have one single curve or rounded surface. So yeah, this is kind of fun. Also very straightforward blade. I like it a lot. I had a lot of fun making it and designing it, and I'm pretty happy with this. This is a model I've been doing for a couple of years. I call it the Velocity. I'm a sucker for Persian blades, so this is like my favorite. I have I think in the past made some knives with, you know, upswept blades that kind of look Persian, but this is actually like my first real Persian design. I'm very happy with it too, because that too was a little shift from like these kinds of shapes that the
recurved. You guys remember, I believe I filmed it, but I sharpened one of that exact model not long ago.
It's called the SOS.
Yeah.
Or Son of Sam. Son of Sam, not the serial killer. It's because I have a very dear friend called Sam Lurkin, who's an incredible bladesmith. And we worked on a collaboration project, a couple of collaboration projects together. And after working with them, this is the model, the Son of Sam is the model that, you know, kind of came to fruition after that. So that's why I call it the Son of Sam. So yeah, back to this. So Velocity, also a very muscular. I love putting a lot of like speed and energy, and making like powerful lines that kind of direct you toward the tip. And this is a good example of that, like with this subtle swedge that just, you know, forces the eye to go to the tip. Also these little grooves I do now on the handles. I put one here and one here, so also a lot of muscle here. So yeah, Zerk back facer, little flash of Damascus. This scale is fat carbon space coral. It's carbon fiber with some copper leaves. It's pretty sexy.
I honestly, when I glanced at it, because I didn't pick any of these up, guys, I thought that was mokutai at first.
Okay.
At first glance, I was like, oh, that kind of looks like a subdued mokutai.
Yeah, it's got some nice little lot of stuff going on here. These three are all Velocity, so I'm not going to go through the whole design aspect of it, but this one is flat scaled, also a Zerk spacer, and I like hold patterns because my hero in knife making is Tom Mayo, who's become a dear friend now. So
he's the reason I come to the shows. I'm not joking. I'll tell you about that after.
I'm a son of Mayo. So yeah, these whole patterns, like this is like a very straightforward one. I also go with a little more sophisticated patterns sometimes, but yeah, this is very nice. It's like a slim version of of this, which is the contoured handle version of it, which is also the one you just saw before with the CF. So yeah, this is all decked out, full Damascus frame lock, and yeah, this is sexy.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, and these, you said you don't do auctions anymore. You do basically a lottery.
Yeah,
which I think that's I think that's more fair.
I've always done lotteries at shows because the first couple of shows I did, I had to operate that way. I come a long way. I live in France, so I come a long way to the U.S. and you know, the demand would you know, really cut my trip short if I just laid the knives out and they would be gone a little too fast.
Yeah.
I want to hang out. I want to talk to people. I want people to be able to see my work. So the lotteries have always been my MO to sell knives, because people get to see them all day, and then at 3 o'clock I'll draw names. People will get a chance to buy them, and then the next day I have more. So
well, and then at 3 o'clock you have the rest of the show. You can walk around and your table. You don't have to worry about your table.
That's my favorite part of the day. No, it's not. My favorite part of the day is actually interacting with the people, because you know, there's nothing sadder than working your ass off on a knife or 10 in your shop, and then just putting them in a box and shipping them to strangers at the other end. So yeah, it really means a lot for me to be able to talk to people and see the glitter in their eyes when they see my work. And as far as the dress pieces nowadays, I don't do bids anymore. Bids are really touch and go. I've never enjoyed the whole bid thing.
Yeah,
I think they're pretty discriminating too.
Well, that's what I say. If you do it as a lottery, that it gives people a chance. The people to get a knife that they would never be able to get.
Yeah.
It gives them a chance, and then you have a table price that a lot of times is fair at a show.
Table price is fair, and then I also have an option just for the dress pieces, not the whole table, just those pieces. For a buy it now option, which, you know, if somebody just wants to pick the knife up from the table and walk away with it, they can get it at table price plus a premium of $500. So that's worked out really well for the past shows I've done. Everybody's happy with that, because you know, people who can afford it can just, you know, get the knife, or you can play the game and try to win it in the lottery. So
well, thanks a lot, Tashi. I'm going to try and get a hold of you so I can send you the link to this. This is the longest clip we've got from California Custom Show, and there's a reason for it, because it's the first time I've ever got to meet you. So, and
I talk my ass off.
God, it's fun. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Guys, absolutely amazingly fun time I had. This is the last video I'm editing, but it's probably going to be the first one you see, because this is the one I'm passionate about. I got to spend 12 minutes with Tashi Bharucha, and not just that 12 minutes. I spent the entire show basically hanging out and talking with him. He is an incredible guy. Him and Dmitry Sinkovich, two of the nicest guys that you ever want to meet. This is the first time I've gotten to spend that much time with either one of them. But there were so many great people. Berg Knives, Matt Westberg, Bill Koenig from Koenig Knives, Tim Reeve, of course, you know I love those guys. I got to meet Ann Reeve, well, not meet Ann Reeve, but spend some time with Ann Reeve. I got to see Tim's wife. Amazing show. This, like I said, is the wrap-up video. However, it's the first one you guys are going to get to see. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like the videos, thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down. But tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. You know that there's sponsors down below. Coffee Brand Coffee, Temper Trail, Doll Strong Knives. Coffee Brand Coffee and Temper Trail have a discount built in. And you can also use coupon code Crazy Sharp. But that coupon code, all one word, Crazy Sharp, works also at Rosecraft Blades, Fair and Forge Blade Works, or Knife Works. I mean, I have got affiliate links with almost every one of the major vendors down below. Blade HQ, Knives Ship Free, GP Knives, and a lot of companies down there as well. Check those out. I have an Amazon store that's available. Take that link, pin it to your browser, use for any shopping you do. Join the public Discord that I set up. It is available to everyone. I want that to take off, and really you guys can have fun. There's a knife trade section, knife chat section. You can show just what you're carrying. You can ask me questions that I might not be able to answer here, because I don't always get into the comments section of my YouTube channels, but I definitely go to the Discord. And then I have the membership where I have a private Discord. I do giveaways for certain tier levels, and I have got an exclusive for the top tier sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube. Guys, that's it on this one. I love y'all. I had a blast. Hopefully you enjoyed the videos. I'll see you next time. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Let's get out of here.